So, good morning, everyone, and welcome. And so we're here to meditate, and perhaps to use the word meditation is too broad. Perhaps another way of saying it is we're here to deeply appreciate our capacity to be aware, to deeply use that awareness to discover what the lived life is at this moment. Not the lived life we'll have tomorrow or we had yesterday, but the lived life of the moment. That is the place where it's almost like 3 dimensions. If the past and the future is 2-dimensional, the present moment is 3-dimensional, has depth to it in a different kind of way. So to assume a posture that can help you really be here to appreciate this moment, but not appreciate it only from the mind, from the control tower watching or thinking about it, but a posture of embodiment, a posture that you arrange your body in such a way that there's an intentionality to being embodied. For some people that means to sit up a little straighter. Perhaps without puffing up the chest. There's a gentle art of opening the chest as we sit. Maybe by gently pulling in the spine between the shoulder blades. And sometimes you can, no sound. And sometimes you can get a little bit more sense of engaged presence by pulling back your head slightly and tipping your head gently forward, opening up the space between the last vertebrae and the skull. And then gently closing the eyes, if it's comfortable for you. And this closing the eyes is a way of concentrating our attention in the body, kind of dropping into your lived experience of your body, feeling, sensing your body. So much of the lived experience of the moment is mediated through the body, including the things that we don't think of as the body, our emotions, our thoughts, our attitudes. And taking a few long, slow, deep breaths. So that you can feel the fullness of this embodied life. Expansion of the chest, lifting of the shoulders, swelling of the belly, perhaps, as you breathe in deeply. And then letting your breathing return to normal. And with a normal breath, on the exhale, relax your body. And relax into an awareness of embodiment, of being in a body, having a body. And relaxing the muscles of the face. On the exhale, relaxing the belly. And on the exhale, relaxing the shoulders. And then within the body, as part of your embodied experience, become aware of how the body experiences breathing. As if awareness lives in your body, not in your control tower, not up in the thoughts. See if you can rest into the body's experience of itself. The body's experience of breathing. And ever so gently, as a whisper in the mind, say the word in as you breathe in, and out as you breathe out. And let that word not be so important for its own sake, but rather as a gentle pointing of staying with the embodied experience of inhale and the embodied experience of exhaling. So the mind doesn't wander off. When it does wander off, just gently begin again, returning to the embodied experience of breathing. And then as we come to the end of this sitting, to realize that the more centered we are in ourselves, the more we have to offer others. The more centered we are here, that can be the genesis of our kindness, our friendliness, our care, our love. And take a moment to center yourself the best you can here in this body. And turning your attention now outwards, out into the world, either generally towards everyone or towards the people that you'll encounter today. And imagine yourself maybe in the presence of some people where you're centered and balanced and relaxed, unthreatened, everything's okay. And there's lots of room for your love, your care, your goodwill, your well-wishing. And in that situation, with that situation in mind, extend your goodwill in the following way, maybe repeating after me. May all beings be happy. May all beings be safe. May all beings be peaceful. May all beings be free. And may I have the kindness and goodwill from which such goodwill can flow. May I contribute to the welfare and happiness of this world. So we come to the last talk on discomfort. I hope you've been usefully uncomfortable this week. Not any more than usual, but that you've learned something about the value of mindfulness of discomfort. I think that, well, as I like to say, that if Buddhism focuses ultimately on a certain kind of spiritual freedom, inner freedom, and if we become free only when we're comfortable, we're not really free. One of the tests for how free we are is to discover if we're free while we're uncomfortable and uneasy. And there's always going to be discomfort in this world. So to fight it or feel like it's a mistake is going to be exhausting. And so we can develop a power, the power of being comfortable with discomfort. Discovering how to be free with discomfort, not free when discomfort has gone away. And this kind of combination of learning how to be free with discomfort is very, extremely useful. Sometimes if people think that they have to be comfortable to be free, then we're never going to learn how to be wisely with discomfort. If we feel like when we're uncomfortable, we have to react to it and change it or fight it or hide from it or give into it, collapse around it or something, then we'll never discover how to be free. But the combination of learning how to be comfortable with discomfort, so and learn how to center ourselves, or to be present for discomfort without reactivity, and in the play, and be free enough that while we're uncomfortable, to be able to stand, metaphorically stand tall or upright, metaphorically be able to look reality look directly at reality. Discomfort is maybe always a message. And the question is, what is the message? And is it a message to heed, or is it a message to not give into? The ability to be present for discomfort and being able to look reality in the eye, really see what's happening here. Sometimes we need to look at ourselves, what's happening, and sometimes it's a call to look at what's happening around us. And to take discomfort as a message for greater attention. Something here needs attention. And then to look at it directly, what's really going on here? This is beginning to exercise our freedom, to look at what's happening as opposed to giving in to the reactions about what's happening. And so this ability to then be able to stand comfortably in discomfort also gives us the ability, when it's appropriate, to allow ourselves to be uncomfortable and do what has to be done. The discomfort doesn't interfere, doesn't distract us from what has to happen. It can be very uncomfortable to have to take a neighbor to a ER, to the hospital, when the hospital is full and long lines outside and COVID is there. Very uncomfortable. And the ability to, well, this has to happen. I have to help the neighbor. I know how to be uncomfortable. This is the time to be uncomfortable and not be caught by it, but keep focused on the task of helping the neighbor. And so to have this strength, to have this capacity, to have this maybe dedication, to have the ability to stay present, to investigate, to see what's going on, and take care of what needs to be taken care of without being sidetracked by the discomfort. Now, sometimes what's needed is, the task at hand is to investigate the discomfort itself. And that investigation works a lot better if we are not living in the reactivity with discomfort, if we've learned how to be comfortable with discomfort. Because then we don't have filters over our eyes to see what's happening. We're more able to be honest and see more clearly and deeply what's happening. If we're looking at ourselves, same thing if we're looking outwardly. This is an uncomfortable social situation. I think it's important to take a good look and see what's going on here. And to be able to, again, not give in to the discomfort, not be distracted by it, but to really but not ignoring it either, but being able to use our capacity to look and investigate, see what's really going on here. So I see this as a capacity to do two things at once. The capacity to know, or three things: to know we're uncomfortable, to be okay with that, enough so that we either look and see more deeply what's happening, or we dedicate ourselves to the tasks at hand. We do what needs to be done, even if we're uncomfortable. So, for example, giving a public speech for some people is very uncomfortable. But to learn to be comfortable with discomfort might mean, yes, I'm uncomfortable, and I'm not going to hold back. I'm not going to go up there to the stage. I'm going to go up there and just stand there, and I'm going to do it. I'm not going to be held back by the discomfort. I'm not going to be inhibited by the discomfort, but I'll know it's uncomfortable. So this ability to look and hold all this, I think, is one of the great skills that we can learn from this practice of mindfulness. And it requires a little bit, or a lot. It takes don't be discouraged or upset or avoidant of discomfort that occurs while you're meditating. Don't hold up a standard that meditation is only supposed to be relaxing and calm and blissful, or whatever you might think it is. Sometimes the greatest growth in inner growth can happen when we're willing to practice with our discomfort. When meditation is uncomfortable, don't go make yourself uncomfortable for this lesson. But when discomfort comes, don't shy away from it. Don't feel like, oh, this is not the day to meditate. This might be the ideal day to meditate. You might learn more about freedom, more about yourself, more about your reactivity, and more about how to not give in to discomfort if you sit with it upright, clear, present, and really practice mindfulness of it. Feel how it is in the body, feel how it is in your attitudes, your reactions. So this week has been a call for all of us, me, myself as well, to understand the value of practicing with discomfort. And as I said yesterday, sometimes when we give in to discomfort, we actually shortchange some of the most beautiful parts of what's possible in our life. We might be uncomfortable with love. We might be uncomfortable with receiving generosity from others. We might be uncomfortable with honesty. We might be uncomfortable, all kinds of things that interferes with rich, valuable social interactions. And to learn to be comfortable with the discomfort so that our love, our generosity, our care, our receptivity from others' generosity, other people's love, can flow freely is one of the advantages of being comfortable with discomfort. So, thank you for this, and I hope this has been useful for you, and I hope it does lead you to a greater comfort in this life, including a comfort with discomfort. So a couple of announcements. So next week I'm off teaching a retreat, again at our retreat center, the second in-person retreat. And we will have a wonderful teacher coming, Ying Chen. She's been teaching here at IMC for some time, and I'm very, very happy and delighted that she's going to be able to be here for the 7 a.m. teaching. And then also next Sunday on the 4th of December, 4th and the 11th December, we're having another round of something we did back in May or June, which is a mindfulness circle for people who are identified as Black. So Black identified practitioners, people. And two wonderful Black teachers will be leading it. And it'll be on Zoom. It's at, I think at 9 o'clock in the morning on Saturday. That week from Saturday, week from tomorrow, and the following week. So if you're Black, or if you know a Black practitioner who might value having, being in a mindfulness circle, there's some teaching, some discussion, some practice. You can find more information about it on the IMC website. Easiest place to find it is either in the What's New section, that's in the bottom right-hand corner, or on the calendar. It's also under programs and other places. So thank you. And I look forward to being back in 10 days or so and continuing here.